Page 140, open the eyes of my heart. 4/4 time in the key of D major. 2 sharps. We have a pickup beat. Actually, there's 2 beats coming in on beat 3. 3 and 4 and. Here, 3 and 4 and 1. Lots of syncopation here. Just take it slow and easy. The left hand will help out some because the 8th notes will help out. Now let's do the right hand by itself. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and. We're going to do that again. Let's go to the top of page 141. Here. Again, count it out carefully. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Second line, you're here to start, and they want you to move your 5th finger down. You don't really have to. I mean, you're here. You could do here, 4th finger, reach down. Here, 1 and 3, and the right 3. Hold the D down when you do the B flat. Now, if you don't want to put a thumb on that, then you might have to use their fingering. And you can cross over it and get the B flat with 2nd finger. Like so. You get the same problem down at the bottom, the last measure. You have to decide whether you want to move down. You can get away with it. It's at the end of a phrase. You gotta lift up. And on page 142, 2nd line, you're here. Thumb. Now, I recommend fingering that in the 2nd measure, 1, 2, 4 if you can, because you have a B at the end of the measure, and I'm saving the 5th finger for that. And then the 3rd line, I'm sorry, and then 5th finger on the F sharp. You can use 4th finger on that, and that allows you to use 2nd finger on the C sharp. So that 3rd line is here. If you'd rather, that's fine. Next measure. The problem here is we really need 4th finger on that last A. So if you're going to this 3rd line down, last measure, if you're going to finger that with the 2nd finger on the C sharp, then here put 3rd finger on that F sharp, so you can use 4th finger on the A. We want a legato. The last measure on page 142, I recommend a 1-4, not 1-3, and then a 2-3 for the next one. We can do this. That's very common. You need to be able to do that. You connect both notes that way. Top of page 143, you're here. Just follow their fingering here is fine. Not sure about the rhythm, but the fingering is fine. Let's do the rhythm right quick. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and see, it's not all syncopated, just some of it. Last measure of that line, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. See, those F sharps come on beat 4, 4 and. That's where it's different. And then we're back to our other syncopation. 2nd line, 2nd measure, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. That's pretty much it for the right hand. It's a little tricky in the rhythm and the fingering. You work out the fingering that works for you. Just on this fingering, find one that works for you. At the speed you got to go, this is a fairly slow piece. And then pencil it in if it's different than the book and stick with it. Don't keep changing your fingering around. Left hand, keep the left hand soft at the beginning, the 8th notes. I recommend a 4th finger on the B, not 3rd. And again, B flat, 4th finger. And then reach down. page 140, the first measure, fourth finger on the E. If you don't want to thumb on that, then you have to do a 4, 3, here, 4. So then let's put the two hands together. See, those come together. So just follow the left hand if you're having problems. Top of page 141, second measure, left hand, last note, fourth finger if you can. If you can reach it, fourth finger, because you got a C sharp coming. If you can't reach it, then just cross over and use the fourth finger on the C sharp. Either one. You need to be able to cross over the little finger over the fourth finger from time to time. It needs to happen. So, especially with a black key, you can do that. So again, the first line on page 141. Now, I use a different fingering on the second line. That's me. If you don't have to use that fingering, I do a regular third here, and then I cross over with 2-5. Sometimes you got to do that too, and that out of habit, that's how I finger that, but you can use their fingering if you want. Just don't be surprised if I finger it different. Maybe going a bit fast. I do that with the video sometimes to get through it a little quicker. I'm not trying to perform it, I'm just trying to give you an idea what the rhythm is here. On page 142, let's go down to the second line. We're here. So it's just weird there in the syncopation in the right hand, because all you have is the whole note in the left hand. It's so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and top of page 143. We're here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. You get the rest of it, I hope. It's a little tricky, but if you've been playing the other pieces in this book, this rhythm really isn't any more difficult than this other stuff you've been tackling. I hope you're starting to get the hang of all this syncopation. The temptation is to alter it. To you, it feels like it ought to be this rhythm. And what I'm trying to get across is that's okay in some cases, but when you're first learning the piece, learn it exactly the way it's written. Challenge yourself to make sure you can do the rhythms that are written. Then after you know the piece, if you want to alter it or improvise or whatever, rearrange it, that's up to you. But don't rearrange it or alter it just because you can't do these rhythms. That's bad idea. Don't do that. Anyway, let's add some pedal. No pedal on the first measure, duh. And on the second, I'm basically following, again, the right hand on this, and it's overlapping pedal or lagging. The notes come first and then the pedal does its thing. Now this is a moderately slow, I don't know what that is, but it's sort of on the slow side. You have to figure out on page 141 how fast are you wanting to sing that. And that'll tell you how fast to go at the beginning. Because it's the same speed. Don't play this fast and the other part slow. It's got to be the same speed. It's kind of like a nocturne. third line down on page 141. Second measure. All of that is soft. There's no words here. None of that is melody. It's all soft. So starting with the first line, first measure, it's here. That's melody. You bring that out, and then the rest of it is soft. And then bring it out. Page 142, starting. This is soft. Get a little louder, not much. Let's go on. Page 143. It's sort of loud, maybe a little. Now the pedaling wise, you'll have to decide. I don't like a lot of pedal here, so I'm not pedaling much of anything except maybe the repeated notes. And even then I don't have to pedal. I don't know what to tell you for sure on pedaling. It's a personal thing. You can get away with just pedaling it at the measure. Experiment with the pedal and listen very carefully because you don't want it to get blurry. That messes it up. But you have to connect it and make sure it's legato too. So what do you do there? Let's do a play with me on this really, really slowly. Now when we do this, I'm going to do pages 140 and 141, then stop and count us in. We'll do the pages 42 and 43. But I'm not taking the repeat at the bottom of page 142 because I don't want to deal with the page turn. However, I will do the repeat, the first and second endings on page 143 because I can do that. So let's do this just real slowly together to double check the notes and the rhythms. I'll give us 2 counts because we come in on beat 3, so be ready. Ready and go and 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and turn the page, 1 and 2 and ready and go and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 3 and 4 and 1. on to the next page. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 2, 3, repeat. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Second ending. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and hold and 2 and 3 and 4 and